Okay, so we've come to the 4-year anniversary of the document, article, essay, little biography of my life that I wrote 4 years ago. I sent it to, departments of psychology at universities, to politicians, provincial level, for example, in BC. I sent it to hundreds of people, like mental health associations, and nobody commented on it, and nobody wanted to participate in a conversation about it. Now, for me, I was shocked with the numbers and the ratio of no comments. I wasn't surprised that Canadian culture wasn't ready to discuss these topics, but I was quite shocked with how extreme, and this allowed me to make an adjustment on my theory of HSD, human domestication syndromes, and how quickly it had accelerated compared to what I believed was the state of things. And it sent me on a journey of trying to consider what the factors were, because there was none in my own theory, which includes memetics, that could explain how quickly things spread, that over 1,000 people that would want to, or that claim to have mission statements or get paid or to care about these topics, would not participate in a real discussion with a real person experiencing these things. So it took me a while because I had to really think outside the box until I realized what accelerated HSD to the point where I knew it had passed a tipping point. And that you could no longer reverse what is coming in the crash of the proto-civilizations that we have now. So I'm posting this again in the 4-year anniversary. And if anybody wants to now comment about it, ask me what are my explanations, because I've had no peers to discuss these ideas with, but I've come up with an explanation of how HSD as exponentially, like compound interest, spread to the point that I know that it was even before I was born, that human domestication syndromes all over the world had spread to the point where social tipping points of cultural repair were no longer possible. I'm a culture repair, and again, I've done blogs where I'm so good at cultural assessment now that it takes shorter and shorter periods of time to be accurate with it. And I've never been offered work as a culture repair, so I will never, of course, be considered somebody who can work on a cultural evolution. I call myself the professor of Sociocybernetics, and I've proven these skill sets, including in some of the YouTube videos that I post, that shows the predictions I make and that explains them and then demonstrates them happening. So that's an example. I could, create some sort of course that would be short at first, and then it grow bigger and more complex into what could be an entire university degree in that topic, and other topics that are not given in any universities of the world. But again, what's the use? The tipping points have been passed. But what has not made me lose all hope is mitigation ventures. That means even though real big ecological and social collapses have already passed tipping points and are on the way, as a responsible, sentient, and sapient creature, I have no choice but to offer and recommend and suggest and put the emphasis on mitigation ventures for the sake of your children and grandchildren. And also the rest of the biosphere, because of, a lot of nuclear weapons and nuclear power plants, for example, and other related things that are toxic to life. So anyways, I'll press pause right now because I want to be sure that it's going to work when I do read aloud for the first time with this new software. Okay, I'll see if I figured it out here. Or just to hold on, I want to change the voices. Okay, I'm not sure if I figured it out yet. There's a lot to learn with this new software. So let's see.
Dear British Columbia residents, I arrived on Vancouver Island from the National Capital Region more than 14 years ago. I had only $400 to my name and a burning desire to rediscover my true self. I did not know anyone in BC, had neither a place to sleep nor work waiting for me. My first year was the hardest, but through personal perseverance, every year was better than the one before.